to the African Diary Show with Cathy. Massive. Stay tuned.
Say my name. Anytime you want me come around, say my name. Anytime you don't have to call, say my name. Anybody want to come around, say my name, say my name, say my name. I drop it down to pick it up. When you make a shake it up, give a shake it up. Tell me what I need to wait, I try to take it up. Ukipinda wanapinda chingo shingo zao zavunjika, sijaganisha nini kweli mapenzi chakula cha moyo anitaka akili aniendesha kabasi la Islando anione utani mwawe mtoto mweza utani mwawe.
Greetings and salutations back to you, Andy Robinson, all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio. And you're listening to the African Diary Show with Cathy. Massive.
Yes, how are you, good people? Karibuni sana to another episode of the African Diary Show. Happy Monday to everybody. Happy day, or rather, happy Monday to everybody who is there joining us for the first time. Karibuni sana. This is, of course, the African Diary Show only at Black Hot Fire Network. My name is Katie. In case you're there joining us for the first time, but feel at home, feel welcomed, and also feel great, or rather feel free to interact with me because I am live and interactive on our media handles. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere at Black Hot Fire Network. Karibuni sana even to the silent listeners, those who are listening to me via the radio station. I hope you feel free to as well get to interact with me. But mostly I think so many people opt to listen to the radio because they don't have to type, they don't have to be silent listeners. But anyway, how was your weekend? How have you been? I missed you. Yes, of course, on Friday I was not here with you. I really had a bad stomach upset, but I am back. My stomach is good, and I hope you're good as well. I hope you have been great. I hope you missed me too because I missed you too. But karibuni sana. Let's get to talk. Let's get to interact. Let's get to see what has been happening in Africa for the last weekend, or rather for the last 2 days, because I see a lot has been happening, by the way. A lot of Africans dying here and there, of which it is very sad to announce this. We also had demonstrations on Friday. Was it on Friday? Yes, we had demonstrations on Friday right here in the 254, and we lost one guy to the demonstrations. And also, I've seen thousands of people have been dying, migrating to from Africa through a certain ocean. But anyway, we shall get to talk all about that. And also, the main focus of the day is about the Nigerian president, that is Bola Tinubu, being elected as the head of Ecowas. And I feel like, man, this is too early. It is too early. He just got here. He has not even worked for 3 months, not even 2 months yet. But we are already crowning him. It is just crazy with Africans. It is just crazy with whatever is happening in Africa. And also, the worst part is that I've seen a post that is really shocking me right now about a guy posting a small girl who is even barely 7 years old and saying that those are the things he loves. Those are the type of women he loves. It is just crazy. Right now, pedophiles are coming out clearly, coming out in the daylight. They are not even afraid. Imagine, they're not even afraid. It is just crazy. I don't know what to call them. They are rapists because we can't. They are pedophiles, of course. They are also rapists because these children are literally very young even to know what is happening. It is just crazy and shocking. But anyway, karibuni sana. I'm just not in the mood of lamenting right now, but we shall get to the point where we are going to lament, because that is all we do about African people, about what is happening in Africa, and also these Europeans, But anyway, karibuni sana. Kindly get to interact with me. If you're there, you're joining us for the first time, consider subscribing to our channel. If you're there joining us, please make sure you smash the like button. But as we continue, we shall get back to one more jam, and then I'll be back with our quote of the day. So in case you're there, you have a quote of the day you think you'd love to share with us, tafadhali feel generous enough to share your quote of the day with us. So we're going back to the music. We started off our show with an amazing jam done by Otile Brown. The jam is Sunina. I hope you did get to jam and to eat. We're going back to the music. Let me find one more jam so that we can get started with our conversation for today. And I feel like time is really rushing because I just started. It is already 10 minutes. I'm not even understanding what is happening. But anyway, let us get back to one more jam. We will be back, and I hope you get to enjoy this one. This is Fee. The jam is the Siwezani. Please make sure you come back with your quote of the day.
Greetings and salutations, Master News Angel Robinson, all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio. And you're listening to the African Diary Show with Kachi.
She drops it down and you like it when she talks about China is the drama. And she goes the top and I keep the thing and you walk around with her naked face. I'm not the kind of girl I think that you should know that. I cannot be. I cannot be. My quote of the day says, or rather, my African proverb of the day says, if you are looking for a fly in your food, it means that you're full. If you're looking for a fly in your food, it means that you're full. And this simply means that if you have energy to complain about silly things, you don't have any real problems. But seriously, close the windows when you are cooking. Flies are gross. That is something that is very funny. But anyway, yes, that is my quote of the day. If you're looking for a fly in your food, it means that you're not hungry. It's not enough for you when you just want the view. But I still love you. So tell me what I should do right now. Should I drop it down? Like the twin comes around. China is the runner. You're on a tata. And she pulls it down. Keep it down. Walk around. Make it big. I'm not the kind of girl I think that you should know that. I cannot.
And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Cathy.
Yes, welcome back. Of course, this is the Black Hot Fire Network, and this is the African Diary Show. And before we get started, I want us to recap what has been happening during the weekend real quick. Starting from Friday. On Friday, we had demos in Kenya, and this was about the it was a celebration of the Saba Saba, and also it was a demonstration regarding the cost of living, where we see even the opposition leader coming out and leading the demos. But we lost one person because he was shot, and it is just crazy how he was shot, because we talked about police using force while we have demonstration. We have police like using a lot of live bullets when there is demonstration, and it is just crazy with the losing people while they're just demonstrating in a peaceful way. But also remember, we have people who are there to create tension in the country. I saw so many people burning tires, so many people robbing people's property, and this was not good. But remember, I keep on telling people, just know what has taken you there. And it is very sad that the man that was shot was a person who is very young, a young, ambitious man, but he lost his life just because he wanted to demonstrate and fight for their lives and also rights. It is just crazy with the African people, or rather with the police brutality right here in the 254 in Africa, because this is brutality. Also, we also saw Saba Saba is actually celebrated not only in Kenya. Saba Saba is celebrated even in Uganda. We have it in Tanzania, and I saw in Tanzania Saba Saba was celebrated in a peaceful way, and they didn't have violence in that country. But meaning of Saba Saba in Kenya is the spirit of Saba Saba was to push for freedom and democracy. The spirit of this Sabasaba is to push for survival. It's not very different, only that environments are different, situations different, and people involved slightly different. Kadangu stated, it is just a day where we get to celebrate, or rather we get to push for survival. But it is just crazy where now we have people who want to celebrate it in a different way, with looting people's property, with stealing people, with banning things. It is just crazy with people. And during some Sabasaba demonstrations, we lost one younging, and it is very sad. And I was saying, still in Tanzania, I saw they celebrated their Sabasaba very well. No commotions, no distractions. It was just a peaceful day and a normal day for them. But also after that, on Saturday is where I saw the Ghanaians, or rather the Ghanaian parliament passing anonymously anti-gay bill despite the US threats. Remember, now we had the first country to sign in, or rather to put this into law, was Uganda. Right now I've seen Ghana did this, and they did it like okay, this word, okay, they did it okay, anonymously, just not just to make sure that the US don't know this. But I'm like, why are we hiding? This is just our culture. We're just embracing our culture. We don't have to hide. But anyway, they did this. It is a good and a great gesture for them, because I feel like, yes, we are getting there as African people, but we don't have to hide. And I had so many people talking about this. I had I had this video. Let me find it, where there's this girl who is like a journalist, and goes to correct or that collect information from people. And she was talking about now the LGBTQ community and how they are mistreated. And I feel like, yes, they should be mistreated, and until they feel like now they don't belong here. Whatever they are doing is not accepted from wherever they are doing. They are doing it, because at the end of the day, this is crazy. You cannot come here with the Western culture and you expect as African people to accept you. It is just crazy with me. It doesn't settle right with me, even seeing women behaving like men. It is just crazy. There's something that doesn't even settle right with me, seeing even a man, especially men who want to behave like women. Imagine you find a man who is very big but dressing like a woman, behaving like a woman. They even want to talk like this. It is not right. And I felt like, yes, Ghanaians, or rather Ghanaians did what it was supposed to do, but we're not supposed to hide this. We're not supposed to hide this, because at the end of the day, this is who we are. It is us. Because we as African people, we cannot keep on entertaining people with their nonsense. We cannot keep on entertaining African, like Western people, with their nonsense. We cannot keep on buying with their nonsense. They bring these cultures, we just take them. It is unacceptable for people. It is very unacceptable. But I saw so many people came and talked about this, and Kid is telling me, they will say, Katie, mind your own business. Okay, I'm minding my own business. But the moment you walk out wearing a dress and you're a man, okay, that is now our business. It becomes our business, because what are you trying to show me when I'm walking on the road? You're trying to shake your ass in a dress while you're trying, Yani, to be a woman, and we completely see you can never be a woman. It is just crazy. Men competing with women and wanting to be even more feminine than the women themselves. You've not seen these cross-dressers with the wigs, a lot of makeup. You'd not even notice that you're talking to a man. I've seen so many, and I'm like, wait, you would even not notice these people are men. They look like women nowadays. I've seen some of them going to the to get plastic surgeries to get big butts. It is just crazy. Crazy with African people, or rather crazy with the, us now accepting this culture. And I and I feel like, yeah, this girl, I'm telling you, she's like a journalist. She goes out and talks to people and gets their a view about different things, just like we do in the word of the streets. So what happened is she went out and collected data, or rather asked so many people about their view about the LGBTQ. This is in Kenya, and we can get to listen this video. And so many people are just stupid. You know, remember even when we had the word. I'm sorry about that. Remember when we had the word of the street, where we had so many. We had now the youths of a certain it was a university right here in the 254, and we asked them how they feel about homosexuality. They said, I feel like people need to live their life and also let others live their lives. And I felt like, no, we not keep on saying this. This is how we are entertaining them to become homosexuals in our cultures. This is how we are entertaining them to continue destroying our culture. And right now we're even breeding children, or rather bringing up children that will be okay with everything, will feel like, yes, it is okay to have, or rather for me to become gay. You know, it is just crazy, very crazy. And I've seen so many. Okay, I've seen there was this gay man during the weekend. You remember the jam I played first? The guy is called Otile Brown. He's not gay, he's not homosexual or anything, he's not involved with the LGBTQ. But I saw somebody said, I dreamt with this Otile Brown, and I dreamt him asking me, will you marry me? And I was like, what is wrong with you? Now, you want even to involve people who are not homosexuals in your madness. It is just crazy. I dreamt of this man telling me, will you marry me? And this is some other man. People are just crazy out here. And we as African people should say no to this. We cannot keep on saying, mind your own business. Of course, I will mind my own business. But the moment you come out of the house wearing a dress, wearing heels, or rather dressed in a feminine way, I'll be like, yeah, I'm minding my own business. But now this is my business. Seeing a man in a dress, it is my business. I feel like some man is trying to compete with me. You know, it becomes my business because I'm seeing how now our cultures are being destroyed, our men are being destroyed. It becomes my business. And of course, it gets to affect me in a way. It is just crazy with African people. But can we get to this video real quick? I hope it behaves. And we continue.
This week, the 72nd Street debate.
The question is not supposed to exist freely.
Usually when it comes to homophobia, the first thing they'll be like, oh snap, you gay? It's like, so you do what? Like, what happens to you?
Very sexualized.
Yes.
Yeah.
We who are in politics would rather live the way we used to live those days, where no one talks about, these things.
Kindly let me know if you can hear my video, because I believe there's some issues with the StreamYard and the video sharing.
Goal is give us our rights. When we feel safe, you will not hear anything about us.
Hello and welcome back to the 77% Street Debate. And today we're going to be discussing the rights or lack thereof of the LGBTQI community here in the country. Out of 64 countries that have outlawed homosexuality or same-sex acts in their countries, nearly half of those are right here in Africa. Kenya is, of course, one of those nations. In spite of these legal barriers, the queer community is still trying to challenge the society to create more space, more access, and more visibility. And our question today is it possible to coexist without discrimination? And I'd like to ask my first question to Po. Now, they are a co-founder of GALC, the Gay and Lesbian Coalition of Kenya, but also a lawyer. So I think with both of those hats,
It is just crazy. We even have lawyers who are willing to support these groups. But remember, these people are funded. And this is why you'll find them now saying that human rights, no matter who you are eligible to human rights. No, these are not human rights. If we're talking about human rights, why do we have rapists and they never get to be arrested? I feel like whatever Museveni did in his country should be done also in our countries, in all African countries, because at the end of the day, I feel like it is crazy with us telling people, live your life, mind your own business. Okay, I'm minding my own business, but you becoming homosexual, yes, that is my business, because you're destroying our cultures, you're destroying our image. We as African people, we're not supposed to be homosexuals. We're not supposed to be practicing any of that. But right now, we have so many people coming to support these groups. And I tell you, these people, these gay people, they have everything. They don't lack money. Because they have NGOs who are even giving them money for free, just like this, take this, just because you're practicing homosexuality. Imagine, you just need to register and be practicing gayism and lesbianism everywhere you go. And that is how you get free money. It is just crazy. Enough of this, man. Yes, they keep on telling us mind our own business, but the moment you walk out of that door, or rather the moment you walk out of your house with the heels and you're a man, the moment you walk out of the house in a skirt and you're a man, it becomes my business. Why are you dressed like a woman? Why? It is crazy.
you can sort of paint a picture for us of what the situation is like for the community here in Kenya.
So the law criminalizes some sexual acts, and generally, and then the law also criminalizes the ways in which that act is performed among its different communities. So same-sex relationships and same-sex acts, but also within straight couples, masturbation, oral sex. So it's anything that's considered unnatural.
Going against the order of nature as it's written. So just to clarify, what is illegal, what is criminal, what can you go to jail for?
What you can go to jail for is for being found having the sexual act. What you can go to jail for is being perceived as having had those acts. So a lot of policemen will arrest you, detain you for being
Of course, you
perceived
should be
LGBT
arrested and never be brought out of that prison.
or being perceived of having a variating sexual orientation or gender identity, or expressing it in a way that is not heterosexual.
But right now, it has become so open. I feel like even the government accepted it. Remember, there was this event in State House. State House, this is the president's home where he lives when he's the president. So there was this event in Kenya in the State House, and there's this man called Kinuthia, but he's gay. He dressed like a woman, he dressed heels, he wore his heels, and went to the parliament. He even wore a wig. And yes, this is, sorry, not the parliament, the State House. This is the State House. He went there, and nobody had anything to say about that. Nobody was talking about this. And now what is this? It is just like now the government of Kenya is slowly accepting this without telling us yes. But we're not gonna allow this. This is just crazy.
But that in the law is not criminalized.
So the simple fact of being queer is for that. But Mary-Liz, we're speaking here in terms of the legal framework, all these big words. What does it actually mean to be queer in Kenya? How does that life look like?
First and foremost, it is being human. And I think the most frustrating thing about the whole concept is that human beings are founded on differences. We are all different. I mean, look at you, Edith, look at me. Coming out to my family, I got disowned. And I wouldn't say family per se, I came out to my mother. My mother outed me to all my siblings, and then consequently, all of them disowned me, right? And it has been 5 years now. I do not have a family, but also that is what catapults us to a lot of issues that a human being will deal with. Because if your family disowned you today, you lose stability. And while the general public likes to look at queer people and sexualize the whole existence of these are people going through same problems that everyone do when they go through these circumstances.
Let me hear from the people at the back second. But does anybody want to share their experiences, either being an ally, being queer, any specifics that they to encounter, go through? You want to say something?
I'd say one of the biggest struggles ends up being the loss of social connections. Right.
Look at this good-looking man, but suddenly, or rather sadly, this man is a gay. Imagine.
That's your classmates, your schoolmates. And at some point, as one other queer, of these connections.
Let me briefly ask the leading party here in Kenya. And so I think you can speak on the party position, but also the question of when the
It is just crazy, and right now I'm just seeing how many cases of syphilis we're having, and you know why we have all this? It is because people are practicing homosexuality, because I believe these diseases are gotten from such acts. This is why we have so many STDs and STIs. This is why we even have monkeypox. But nobody will tell you this. Of course they won't. Now they have shut that page that was out looking out. Okay, I see Kiv, you're saying your video lost sound, Katie. Okay, I think I'll not even continue with it because I don't think that StreamYard will bring the sound back. But it is just crazy with seeing people, or rather with even seeing the government encouraging this happening in our countries, because I feel like the Kenyan government is actually encouraging this. Why am I saying this? Because I've seen a gay person attending an event in State House wearing, or rather dressed like a woman, and nobody talked about that. Nobody talked about that. Nobody even felt anything about that. There were even photos. Let me try and find those photos for you and show you. Let me find those photos. Let me find them real quick so that I can get to show you. Okay, I have them. Let me share my screen. You wouldn't even believe this is a man. He even has hips. Okay, this is a man. You see this person here in a suit? This is a man. He was in State House for an event called Talanta Hela. Let me see if I can find okay, it is just crazy with how people are accepting this. Okay, let me show you. Here is him. This is the State House, the Kenyan State House. You wouldn't believe I see the internet is really bad, but yes, we are back. So I'm just crazy with what is happening in our African countries, but at the same time, I'm happy with Uganda. I'm happy with Ghana. I hope other African countries get to follow the same footstep, because at the end of the day, we don't want to see our African people ending up like this. We don't want to see our generation just dying like this. We don't want to see Africans decreasing every time because of this, because this now leads to like decrease in population. It is just crazy. But anyway, let me go through the comments real quick as we continue with our show for today. I see Kid, you're saying yes you do, Katie. You can't expect everyone's culture because it will destroy you. Exactly, Kid. We should not be even buying that little culture from the Western people. Also, you're saying, damn, Katie, not the big bats. Shit. Yes, they are doing that. Haven't you seen that man with the hips and all hair and makeup? It is just crazy. But also, you're saying exactly 100%, Katie, it is your business. I believe it is my business seeing a man wearing a dress, seeing a man with makeup on his face. It is my business seeing a man with long nails and crazy things. But I see, Kid, you're asking, Katie, do you guys need a microphone? Yes, we do. We do. We do need one. But I see you're saying, Katie, they are funded by white people, the NGO, to push their agenda. Yes, of course, this is what I'm saying. This is why we have so many NGOs in our African countries. And the reason that we have NGOs is to make sure that, Africans were not that needy. But ask yourself, why is Africa, or rather, why only in Africa do we have so many NGOs? It's of course to make sure that they are contributing to so many different agendas. They make sure that now they give you money to do whatever they want, and also they are not here because we are poor. They are not here because they know we need we need their money. They are here to make sure that some agendas are going through. Africans are really doing what they Western people want. But I see Kid, you're saying, yes, Katie, is what happened when other people put you into poverty. They can now control your culture through money because Africa is now poor and I can put my NGO in Africa passing out money. Yes, very true. This is what they are doing, destroying our people. But I see you saying to get you to push my agenda all through Africa because I'm trying to destroy your society and culture as people that will allow me to dominate you. Very true. And you're saying you're fucking another man in the ass as different and licking another woman's kuma is different. Very true, very true, very true. But I see you saying exactly 100%, Katie. That's where these diseases come from, especially monkeypox. But they don't want to tell you this because they want to push the agenda in Africa, yes, and make sure that we keep on dying. It is just crazy with these people. But I see, tell me, Katie, if you are dealing with the doo-doo poo-poo in a sexual act, how can you not create disease licking, putting? It is just crazy. We create all sorts of diseases, even this cholera. Because how are you even licking people's poo-poo? It is just crazy. Crazy. It is crazy with African people. Man, I don't know how these people feel comfortable with whatever they are doing, but they should stop that. They should stop and realize that this is now madness of the highest order. Madness of the highest order. But as we continue, remember our main focus is about the Nigerian president being put as the head of ECOWAS. But before we get to that, I've seen that Algeria, it is just crazy. What I'm about to tell you is crazy. So you thought you've seen something crazier today? No. This is Algeria announcing to donate $30 million for Jenin reconstruction. Algeria. Okay? Algeria is not a rich country, but it is willing to donate $30 million to Palestine. Man, Africans were just crazy. So, these people can get money to donate, but they cannot get money to develop their country. You know how this sounds crazy? This sounds crazy. Very crazy. We have people dying in Africa just because of drought and famine, just because of starvation, but you have money to donate to Palestine, but not to your fellow African people. You have money to donate to those people, but you don't have money to develop your country. It is just insane with African people. Why do we worship these white people? Why? Imagine, you know what this feels like? I have food in my house, but some Zungu is suffering. They don't have food in their house. So I ought not to eat, but give the food I have to the Wazungu so that they don't die. Man, Africans, can we just wake up and stop being stupid and coons? Because this is enough. It is enough. Imagine, hey, this is an African country. Very poor. I'm just tired with African people. But Algeria has announced a $30 million aid package to Palestinian Authority for the reconstruction of the city of Jenin in the occupied West Bank, according to a statement made on Algerian presidency Facebook page and website on 6th of July. The decision was taken by Algerian President Tebboune in the wake of a barbaric criminal aggression carried out by the Israeli occupation forces against the town of Jenin and its camp, in the statement noted. It is just crazy. I'm just even wondering what's wrong with these African people.
No.
You are able to donate
Hold on,
money.
Katie. Hold on, Katie. Hold on, Katie. Katie.
Don't you see this sounds
Katie.
crazy?
No, Katie, you're crazy. It's not an African.
Crazy?
Yeah, wait, let me say it. No, Katie, it's not an African.
Okay.
It's not an African country. It's a country that's in Africa, but those are white Arabs, Katie, in Algeria, not Africans. It's not an African country. And they told you we're not African. They've already told you that, Katie. They told you over and over again. Don't call us African.
It is just like Libya.
Yeah, all of them, they invaded Northern Africa, Katie. What Jovi's mad about. They invaded Northern Africa, Katie. Like I told you, they invaded that and took it over. They don't want you to be talking about they're African. They're Arabs. That's why they're sending money to Palestine to help the other Arabs in Palestine, Katie. They got no allegiance to you. They don't even like your ass.
Let me find.
They're the majority there, Katie. They already took it over. They killed. They've already taken over there, Katie. They killed most of the indigenous Africans 1,000 years ago when they invaded. 1,500 years ago when they invaded Northern Africa. Yes. Is it a country in Africa? Technically, yes. But they invaded those countries. They don't want your black ass there. They're right there by Tunisia, who's kicking the Africans out. Algeria.
Man, we need to kick these people out and they need to go. What madness is this?
You guys know too much now, Katie.
It is crazy. I'm seeing 73% population of that country is Arabs.
What? Yeah,
Arabic
Katie,
people.
Katie,
and then we have the Berbers and the Arabized barbarics.
Those white people call themselves Berbers are not even Berbers. They took over the name of Berber. They invaded Northern Africa. I told you guys when you guys were all saying about Morocco, Libya, Algeria, Egypt. They took over. They invaded Northern Africa, Katie, 1,500 years ago and killed the Africans off and stole the land. So that country, they stole those countries, Katie. They're not getting them under you. They want you out of there. They get them into the other Arab people. That's why you guys supposed to
get out of Africa. They need to go. I mean, they need to go. Have you seen what is happening in Libya? Have you seen how many people we lose because they killed them? They don't want to.
I know. That's what I told.
They kill African people every day of their life.
I told you and Joby that.
Even in Morocco.
I told you that in the beginning, Katie. I told you and Joby that. You got all these African brothers. They're not. They don't like you.
Especially Moroccans. Those people, they are racist as fuck. But now when we come to African people, we can donate to them. We can give them everything we have. And you know why they are in Africa? You know why these Arabic people are in Africa? Because of this oil. I'm quite sure that Algeria has oil.
Of course they have oil, but they wasn't using oil back then, Joe and Katie, when they invaded. They invaded 10 years ago. They came in. Africa's wealthy. They come in, kill these niggas. They turned to Islam. They came in with the Islam. They came in like this, Katie. Nigga, Islam or die. This is what they said. Islam or die, nigga. They had a sword. Islam, Muhammad or die, nigga. We don't want to deal with no Muhammad. He came and start killing people. So
man, it is just crazy with Africans allowing their lands to be taken just like that. And also now they have
at that time Africa was becoming weakened, Katie. You start fractioning and you start becoming more different tribes. We go through a sleep period, Katie. Africans start to degenerate. So it became more tribal. All these goopy tribes, you can't fight a bunch of people coming. You two separate in tribes. I'm hating on you. Katie, I don't even like you. I'm going to go create my own new tribe.
With whatever is happening in Africa, I feel like now Africa is even becoming too toxic for us to live in. Today I saw a post where a man is coming out clean on social media, posting a picture of a child and saying, these are the things I love. These are the women I love. This is a child who is even barely 7 years. And tell me now, is this a rapist, a pedophile?
That's
what
a pedophile.
Should we call these people?
A pedophile, Katie.
He's a pedophile, but they are not even now afraid. They are coming out.
Remember, that's the agenda. That's the agenda that the white people that control this planet are pushy. They want to legalize pedophilia because they got caught about almost 10 years ago in a real sick scandal.
Imagine legalizing pedophilia. This is crazy.
It's wicked, Katie. It's evil.
It is crazy and evil. Imagine now. Hey, now we even don't. People won't even be able to be having children because at the end of the day, I feel like now I'm exposing my child to this toxic society. No, I'd rather not have a child.
Don't you take your child to church, to all the churches that are raping your children? They've been known for raping children forever, Katie. All your churches. I don't care if it's Catholic, Baptist, Episcopalian. That's what they've been known for, raping children. You can go look that up. So how many children? I'm on there. I'm gonna see how many six. Let me look this up. How many sex scandals has the Catholic Church covered? How many child sex scandals has the Catholic Church covered up? In the Catholic sexual abuse, 2,000 cases a year, more than that. They cover sex abuse cases. Oh, that's the United States, 2,000. Everywhere, so many.
No, this was in Kenya. Whatever I'm telling you.
I know it was in Kenya. I'm just saying it's everywhere. I was from the Catholic Church. I was getting information from the Catholic Church globally. So I was getting information how the Catholic Church has been having sex with little children forever since they created the fake church. Since they created the church, there's always been pedophilia in the church because there was a pedophilia place when they created it. The African people, you don't know that. You know, you're taking your kids. I'm taking my kids to go learn about Jesus. As a Catholic priest, fuck them in the ass. But don't say nothing. Shh. Tell mommy I'm fucking you in the ass today.
Oh my God, it is just insane with whatever. And these people now, they are coming out very like they don't even, they're not worried, afraid of what is happening.
Because the Catholic Church and the rest of people that run this world, they want pedophilia legal now, Katie. They want it legalized. They want.
That is crazy. You think any woman will be having a child with this society? I think no. You'd rather live without children because you cannot wake up and believe that your child might be going through this just because they went to school, just because they went outside and some man spotted them, some woman spotted them, and they thought that it is right to have sex with them. It is just insane, man. Hey. And this was in Kenya. This is a Kenyan man coming out and saying that I love this. Imagine. This man needs to be stoned to death.
What's the new name, Katie? We can go look up the UN. This is pushed by the United Nations, the wicked ass United. Remember, they're trying to change the name, Katie. Don't call them pedophiles. Call them minor attracted persons. Let me put this up. UN.
What madness is that? Minor attracted persons. What?
It's wicked.
What nonsense is that?
Because I changed the wording, it'll soften the blow of being a pedophile because they're trying to now promote pedophilia. I'm changing the wording so you won't classify something what is really classified as. And that's called minor attracted. Let's see the UN. Let me show you this real quick. UN push this. Let's see. The United Nations changed the word of pedophile to minor attracted persons.
Minor attracted, that is madness. It is madness.
It's wicked.
It is pure madness. How are you minor attracted? What? You are a rapist. You are. Hey, you need to be stoned to death. What do you mean? At a minor attracted? What is that? That is madness. There's nothing like that. Just that.
Let me share this year UN, all these morons keep talking going to UN. Let me share my screen real quick. because the people that run the world, run the banks, they want now make it legal, Katie. They want to come out the closet. They want to say it's good to have sex with your child, fuck them in the ass, and do all kind of perversions, Katie. This you. Where's my thing at, girl? Come on, share my screen, damn it. Share. Come on. Hold on. Screen that. Hold on. Give me a second. There it goes. Jesus Christ. So we see here it's pushed by the UN. There's a backlash at least, but they're trying to slowly creep it in. Nobody changing the names, Katie. Make it all. They know it's called mind games. Change the name from pedophilia down to minor attracted person, so it won't sound so bad. It won't sound so bad.
They are decorating criminal. It is just.
It won't sound as bad. I don't want to subscribe. Nothing. No. Okay, let me know when you guys can see my screen.
Okay, we see it.
It says, UN under fire for suggesting minors can consent to sexual activity, Katie. See? The UN. They're the ones pushing this filthy shit. Washington, D.C. Is the UN saying young children have a right to engage in consensual sex? A child can't consent. It's a child. Consensual sex, including sensual sex with an adult? It certainly appears to have officially announced that the world needs to adopt a kinder, see, Katie, the world needs to accept a kinder, gentler approach to what is commonly known as statutory rape or pedophilia. In the civilized world, if not, what does the United Nations mean when it publishes a declaration that sexual conduct involving persons below the domicilial prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual in fact, if not in law? In this context, the enforcement of criminal law should reflect the rights and capacities of persons under 18 of age to make decisions about engaging in sensual sexual conduct and their right to be heard and
How are you under the age of 18 and you can make sexual consent?
That's what they exactly.
This is madness. It is just insane. You're trying to decorate crime and saying that now people under the age of 18 are eligible of making sexual decisions. What do they know about sex?
They know they can't.
These people are just insane. It is insane. I was seeing a story today about Ghanaian children being taken off from their home, and now these were police taking them away from their home. And this is in the midnight. Imagine they come in the midnight, start taking children from their homes, and also they claim that we are protecting your children from home trafficking, or rather from trafficking. We are keeping them safe. They took these children to a certain home care.
They're the ones trafficking. How you gonna come to somebody's home and talk about you protecting their children from being safe?
In the middle of the night, and they had guns.
They're the ones doing it. They're the ones.
Imagine, and now their parents are made to believe that their children are being taken care of, and they are put somewhere safe because there's somebody who is being suspected of trafficking them, or rather wanting to traffic them. It is just insane.
How you gonna come take all the exactly? How you gonna come take everybody's children? You are the one trafficking. You're the one doing it.
It is just crazy. Those parents now were made to believe that these children are being taken care of because there are people who are suspected to have minds, or rather to have thoughts of trafficking these children. Now these children are put somewhere under a children's home.
Well, that's what you can look that up. Most of the sex trafficking is rampant in children's homes, Katie. That's how they work. It's the children's homes that are sex trafficking the kids. That's the scam.
It is. Now it is crazy how even these parents believe that their children are being taken care of, and also their people.
They're ignorant, Katie. They don't know what you know. They think, the authorities will come. Why would the authorities come?
Even if you're ignorant and very stupid, imagine there are people comes to your home in the middle of the night. They come with the guns.
I know.
When you're trying to scream, they shot you. They point guns at your head, and then they take your children,
then
and
you
then
should
they
know.
come and tell you that we are trying to protect your children because somebody is thinking of trafficking them.
You know
how
a
insane that sounds?
Yes, Katie,
And
it's a lie.
I'm just tired with people and being stupid because
Coming to protect your children by shooting and stealing your kids. They got lost, Katie. The internet collapsed, y'all. They got lost, Katie.
they would approach you in the right way and tell you, okay, we need to protect your children if there's something that is happening, or rather they're suspecting of something, but coming in the middle of the night with the guns, pointing guns at your head, and you believe they are protecting your children, you must be insane. You must be crazy even for you to believe that.
Yeah.
And now these people are policemen. They are police.
Katie, the police have always been involved in sex and trafficking children.
It is just crazy with the African people. Some parents need to wake up, or rather,
not just in Africa.
Don't have children. Don't have a child if you're not ready to take care of your child.
It's not just in Africa, Katie. It's in America too. The police have been now deputized to steal children in America. They go through what they call, what you just said, the child services, Katie. Child services in America are stealing children and then trafficking them. There's a new movie that came. I want to get home. Let me see the bit. What's the name of that? Name of that new movie? They got mad. The lead are trying to trash this movie for telling the truth. What's that new movie called? Called Freedom something. What's the name of the new movie about the six? Let me see. Let me see the name.
As you look for it, let me get to the main focus real quick. This is about the Nigerian president, Bola Tinubu, being elected as the leader of Ecowas. This man has barely been on that seat for 2 months, but he's already the head of Ecowas. What do we, or rather, even his country is already being chaotic days after he became the president. Right now, we're seeing people even going to work for 3 days a week just because there's a petroleum crisis. But he has been put as the head of Ecowas. It is just crazy with even the people who are leading this group. But anyway, it is a puppet group at the end of the day. So I'm not even surprised. This is their mission and their agenda, to put the best puppet in those groups so that they can be able to control them very well. So I'm not even surprised, but we will get to see now where he will lead the Ecowas to. But remember, even Ecowas is not even in any favor of African people. So they can just go to wherever they want. They can do whatever they want. But as long as they are not hurting us, because that is what we are left to say. As long as we're not getting hurt, they can do whatever they want. Because me, I've seen right now, these people are just crazy. Today in the morning, I saw the Kenyan president saying that Kenyans are going to Congo visa-free. We have abolished visas. And I'm like, who travels to Congo? But anyway, yes, we are going to travel to Congo. For how long? You remember them telling us that you can travel to South Africa visa-free. For how long was that even? Who traveled? Which Kenyan did you see traveling? It was only the deputy president. Now they are coming to tell us you can travel to Congo visa-free. That doesn't make sense. It is, you will hear, even after 1 month, after a few days, the visa has already expired. The agreement has already expired. This is what happens. Puppet talks all day. And also, today in the morning, the chief whip of the parliament accepted and said, yes, the UDA, or rather the ruling party, bribed the oppositional parliamentarians to okay the finance bill, or rather to pass the finance bill.
That means the opposition that's put in power by the people to do their bidding was bribed into passing this wicked ass law that doesn't benefit them. You can't even make that up. It's crazy.
Yes, he came out. This is the chief whip of the parliament. He said yes, they were paid, they were given, some were given money, some other methods were also used. You don't know, even some might have been beaten up to say yes. Some might have been like forced when their guns pointed at their heads. You never know what happened.
Whenever you hear about Rudo's fighting against the Europeans, that's all nonsense. He's got to bribe and use tactics to force these bills to get passed, because like I said, they can only get passed through the parliament, not the president. So they had to bribe and cajole these people to go against their best interests to pass this bill.
It's crazy.
It's a gangster government.
Man, it is a gangster government. They don't joke with you. If you're trying to say no, you might find yourself signing some papers where a gun is pointed at your head. Just don't joke with this government. It is the wrong rende.
Crazy. Ruth always telling all these propaganda videos all on YouTube. I always know when I see propaganda from kids, they getting paid. Ruto is telling the European what to do. You don't get out with this thing.
Ruto is telling the Europeans to leave Africa. Ruto is uniting Africa. Ruto needs to be protected. Man.
Yeah, you keep seeing all these propagandas ass videos, right there with Cage's show. He's over there talking about, hey, you better sign that damn bill. This doesn't benefit us. Yeah, that's right. Better sign it, get some money. You want the money, you want the bullet in the head. Which one you want?
You get to choose.
It's your choice.
You bet on your life.
That's right. Don't say we didn't give you a choice.
But anyway, family, we are coming to the end of our show for today.
Let me share this 2-minute clip real quick. 2 minutes.
Okay.
Here we go. This shit is about child trafficking. Remember, all of Hollywood put this down because they're the ones doing the people that run the world all control Hollywood with all these movies. So they tried to bury this movie. Look at any major magazine, any major clip. This movie is terrible. It's fucked up. It's phony. It's not as bad. It's worse off than even in this movie. But they trying to whitewash, like Katie said, because they want to normalize pedophilia. That's why the UN. When the change, I want to change it to minor attracted persons, Katie. Yeah, I can a minor attracted person say, I can fuck him or fuck her. Crazy as hell. Wicked and evil. Let me know when you guys can see my screen. You see my screen yet, Katie?
Yeah, I see it.
All right.
How many pedophiles you got? 288. How many kids you found?
How many kids you found? The kids you found.
The fastest growing international.
See? Fastest growing international crime in the world. Child trafficking. And the people that run the world are behind all of this shit. That's why Kay just gave you a story in Ghana when they came and stole the kids out the home. These are the elite that are behind this. You need to know that.
It has already passed the illegal arms trade.
So it passed it.
It's going to pass the drug trade.
Pass the drug trade, pass the legal arms trade. This is billions of dollars and stealing the children and raping them and killing them.
Think you can sell a bag of cocaine one time to a child 5 to 10 times a day.
Stealing all these kids, stealing them.
God's children are not for sale. How long have you been doing this? 12 years now. How many pedophiles you got?
How many pedophiles you got?
188.
How many pedophiles you got?
You found?
He called them pedophiles. He didn't call them, that's why he liked the movie. He called them pedophiles. He called them minor attractive persons have you caught? How many pedophiles have you caught?
Rescatan niños, ¿verdad?
Kids, right? You're some kids, right? Help find my sister.
Te lo prometo.
That's a true story.
For Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia. Which means she'll disappear for good. Imagine walking into her.
There's shipping everywhere.
Singing at your bed. What we do?
You quit your job and you go and rescue those kids.
So at this moment, she could be a block down the road, or she could be in Moscow,
right?
Bangkok,
and Moscow. Anyway, exactly. LA. They ship them all over the world for these wicked ass pedophiles, wicked ass motherfuckers, entertainers, people that run the banks, the elite. Steal these kids from all over the all over the world. That's a fact.
She's a major operator.
Steal these children.
It's all rebel territory. No one goes in. Not the army, not the police.
The police.
Not us.
What if this was your daughter?
There's no Marine unit coming.
You're on your own. This job tears you to pieces. And this is my one chance.
It's even worse than Africa.
Pieces back together.
When God tells you what to do,
you cannot hesitate.
Number one. Okay, cool.
An estimated 2 million children are trafficked every year.
Every year,
Sound of Freedom is based on a true story about real-life heroes.
2 million every year.
In the dark world of child trafficking. We know this is heartbreaking and it hurts to look at. But the first step in helping these children is hearing their story. Not enough people know this problem exists, and even fewer people are willing to do anything about it. Our goal is to inspire 2 million people to attend the film's opening weekend, to represent the 2 million trafficked children around the world. Just
trying to get out of this, get back out of this one. Computer freezing up. Shit. All right, there we go. Let me get out of this. Go back. Okay. Anyway. They try.
I'm
trying to get off. Say it again, Katie.
You can pay for something.
It is very heartbreaking to see these things happening to little children, or rather young children, who even don't know what is happening, who even don't understand what is that.
Exactly right, Katie. And it's also happens in a sad fact. It's around the world. They just showed in South America. This is worse even in Africa. And it's the elite that's doing it. Number one people that's trafficking children is the UN and the CIA. Supposedly the law enforcement people. Because the people that run this world are the ones stealing these kids, Katie. They're doing unspeakable crimes to children.
These people, once somebody is found doing such acts to a child, they need to be stoned to death. No debate, no conversation of putting you in prison. Just die. You deserve to die, even in the worst way, or rather be put in that electric seat. Let us see you suffer, because you made that child suffer. You made that child go through hell while he doesn't even understand what the hell is that.
Most of them don't live, Katie. Most of the children that have been taken, they abuse them, sexually abuse them, then they murder them, Katie.
They kill them.
Yes, they murder.
Yes, and it is very sad. Very, very, very sad. But anyway, family, we are coming to the end of our show for today. Much love to you too. Asanteni sana for being with us on today's episode. Make sure you join us on the Rhythm Scoop Show. Kwaherini, enjoy the rest part of your day. And also remember to join us on the next episode of the Rhythm Scoop Show.
And you're tuning into the Black House Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Kachi. That's
You don't love me no more.